Welcome to Friday Coffee. Glad everybody's all lots of raindrops. We'll let all this rain get done. By the time we leave, the rain will be done. We planned it that way for you guys. So glad you're here. Susan from the Chamber. And I want to appreciate our sponsors from First Mid Bank. We are going to hear a little bit more from them later. And you know, we have some folks joining us on Zoom. You know, housekeeping, stay muted. If you have questions, you can unmute yourself later at the end for announcements. And please don't record anything without permission from the presenter. We're going to do introductions, and I'm going to start with Gary has introductions to start with.
Thank you, Susan. A couple of people on our staff have joined us in the last few months who don't get a lot of recognition, but are very important parts of our team here at the Chamber. Taya Walters is the administrative assistant at the Chamber, has been with us since November 1. Taya, welcome this morning. And then also Katrina Weber started as our Director of Finance and Operations in mid-March, I believe, and doing a fantastic job as well. And I just wanted to give them a little special recognition this morning. Thank you, ladies.
Okay, you want to go ahead and start this?
Yeah, so my name's Ken Hussey. I'm here today on behalf of Citizens for Proposition 1, your program for today.
Ron Fitzwater with Missouri Pharmacy Association and also City of Jefferson.
Brian Crane, City of Jefferson.
Kyle Bernard, Public Works Director, City of Jefferson.
Don Heifert, Calvin.
Wyatt Bush, Associated Real Estate Group, Bush Investments.
I'm Melinda Jennings with the Salvation Army.
Good morning, Deb Bushman, Holland Green Chiropractic.
Darcy Crane, Capital City Border Collie Special Advocates.
Jamie Meyer, Tested Emotional Branding.
Stu Murphy, Chamber Ambassador.
Dan Basil, Chamber Ambassador.
Stephanie Lehman, CNS Employment Solutions.
Chamber Ambassador.
Lots of hats for Stephanie. Joey O'Connor with First Mid Bank Insurance.
Ashley Switzer with PCE Construction.
Katrina Tinnen, Central Bank and Red Slipper Warrior Project.
Matthew Brooks, Minmo Tours.
Taya Walters with the Chamber.
Amanda Love, First Mid Bank and Trust.
Michael Love, First Mid Bank and Trust, Mortgage, Minnesota Referral Alliance, and Chamber Ambassador.
Yeah.
Nathan Gordon, First Mid Bank and Trust and Missouri Referral Alliance.
Katrina Weaver with the Chamber.
Brady Bryant, Jefferson Bank.
Aaron Griffith, Jason Parks, City of Jefferson.
Lori Stoll, Compass Health Network.
Beth Fabio with the Conservation Federation, Chamber Ambassador.
Sue Kelly and Crazy Craig.
Chris Korsmeyer, Aaron, Missouri.
Julie Smith, News Tribune.
Terry Plummer with the Chamber. I'm Clyde Leader, I'm retired.
Jerry Rucker, retired. Rudy, State Rep with non-existent.
I'm Natalie with the News Tribune.
Eric Landwehr, Cole County Public Works Director.
Kevin Whalen, Central Bank. Vicki Colbert, UCP Heartland.
Anybody online want to unmute themselves and introduce?
Good morning, Ralph Jobe, Cole County Public Administrator.
Nicole Shepard, Fleet Feet.
Brad at G Fiber.
Okay, I think that's it. Well, you know, we laugh about, we talked about how many ambassadors in the room. We've got a job to do later at 2 o'clock. On both ends, we have a groundbreaking announcing Morro Valley Apartments, construction. And then later that, we have a ribbon cutting Pride and Progress for 50 years for Napahide, the truck equipment, and this is 50 West. So the ambassadors are always busy, very busy today, and another reason we're hoping to keep that rain away. So, yeah. We do have some new members we want to welcome, and I don't know if any of our new members are here with us today. ANS Metal Systems, Capital Plumbing and Renovations, Custom Canvas, Graves Foods, Jamie Wenzel Group, Masonic Home of Missouri, Matriarcha, Panda Express, and Von Pools. We also have a ribbon cutting Monday for Panda Express, so people say, when is Panda Express opening? Monday. So we have a ribbon cutting Monday. But we welcome those new members and joined us since we've been together for our Friday coffees. Now I'm gonna turn it over to First Mid. Amanda, you've got some folks that are gonna join you. You're not gonna be the only one up here, right?
I'm sure. Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Amanda Love with First Mid Bank and Trust. For a lot of you around here, you may have formerly known us as Providence Bank as well. Just wanted to give you a little bit of brief background this morning. We won't talk too long. I'll talk longer than Mike will. First Mid's been around over 150 years. We're originally established in Illinois in a very small rural farming community. And that's kind of where we take our pride is farm management. We're actually top 10 farmland manager in the United States. So we do a lot of that. I've been in finance for about 26 years. First Mid is a great place to work. We're no different than pretty much every other financial institution, but we do have lines of business for every solution in your life. So with that, I'll let Mike talk a little bit about what he does.
So pretty much we cover the full spectrum from wealth management. We got Nathan that's in our commercial. We got Joey who can take care of all your insurance needs. Anything mortgage related, I can assist with. Our retail staff does an excellent job. We have a whole new suite of checking products from commercial side to personal side. We also have a really good special going on CDs right now, so we're worth taking a look at there as well.
Just wanted to highlight, we recently did acquire Two Rivers Bank and Trust. They're from Iowa, very rural community as well. So we look forward to partnering with their ad lenders and things. So you can kind of see on the map that we've kind of started in the Mattoon area. We've spread down here to St. Louis, mid-Missouri, and now we're up in Iowa. We've got 14 new locations. And I think the exciting thing after we did our conversion in Iowa, we had customers going into our Grapevine, Texas location that were like, this is great. I have family in Iowa and I helped them with their banking, and now I can walk in my hometown down here in Texas, 14 hours away. So it was really awesome.
Amanda and I both got to go up to Iowa to help convert the bank over and train some of the new employees, and I really tried to push it off as a second honeymoon, all expenses paid. She was not buying. A lot of cornfields, that's for sure, but no, it's a great addition. Several locations up there in Iowa, just expanding our footprint that much more. But if any one of us could be assistance to you, feel free to reach out.
Does anybody have any questions?
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know you got a door prize, Amanda. You got
Yeah.
you too?
Sure. Just packed a cute little lunchbox here with some goodies, and I'm not promoting drinking at work, but there's wine in here that I should make. And there's to top it off, there's also some fun golfing, so you could just whole outing right in your bag.
Great. Yeah. You want to enter on?
All right. All right. Kyle Bremers, City of Jefferson.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right, well, I want to make sure I get you guys up and be right here near the screen though. You want to hold that up this way? There you go. Oh, I know. Good, got it.
Brian,
Thanks again.
Let's open it.
My job here is done. We'll see you guys.
Well, thank you guys for being the sponsor, and Joey, too, everybody from Mid Rivers, we sure appreciate you. Sorry. So we have co-sponsor, Cumulus Radio is our co-sponsor, and Michelle's not here today, but we appreciate them for helping us with that sponsor. So not only if you're a sponsor, you get to promote your business here, Michelle will help you promote on radio stations that are listed there. Some quick announcements I'm going to make about some other networking opportunities that you have with the Chamber. Next week is Chamber Connections. It's on the third Thursday. This month it's at Oscar's Backdoor Lounge, and Jefferson Bank is our co-host. We always appreciate it. It's a great time there with Kurt and Lisa Lincoln and the crew from Jefferson Bank. So bring your business cards, plan to network. It's from 4 to 5:30 at Oscar's. The Women Connect, is there anybody want to speak on this? So, go ahead, go for it, Darcy. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Well, our summer social is coming up on July 22nd at Black Flight Brewing Company. No registration, no RSVP, no money, just show up.
when you can.
And Bobby Showers Band is playing that night.
Looks good, looks good. Never been anyone from Young Professionals here. They have an event coming up. It's their first annual Digging the Community Sand Volleyball Tournament. It's a charity tournament. The benefactor is K9's on the front line. They have some great sponsors, presenting sponsors, Champs Chicken, PFS, and some other sponsors listed there. They still have a spot for a few more teams, I understand. They want to have 10 teams. I think they have 8. So if you or know somebody that would like to play volleyball at beautiful at Binder Lake Park, it'd be a wonderful opportunity. It's in the morning from 8 until noon. They've got food trucks there and lots of opportunities for you to network there too. Battle of the Brew. Do I have to? Okay.
Super excited about this year's Battle of the Brews. We have AKA playing on this stage, which is a great band here in local Jefferson City. We will have at the minimum right now 10 brewers. We're trying to get to 20. If craft beer is not your thing, we will also have items from Shepherd's and Beckles as well. And we'll have yard games, sign holding contests, cornhole, boards, you name it. We got 2 food trucks. We're gonna have a good time this year.
Sounds good. Looking forward to that. And one other announcement, if you don't know, the gala is going to be September 10th. So this year it's a Red, White, and Groove gala. Committee is working hard to have a lot of fun. We've got Soul Root as our band, and we're going to recognize some community leaders. We give away the Knot Award and the Scruggs Award, and then the Quig Award, and Clyde Lear's here, the recipient from last year. So it's a wonderful evening for us to be able to recognize our community leaders and celebrate our community. That is September 10th. It's at Capitol Bluffs. So right now there's opportunities for sponsorships, and also you can nominate someone for those awards. If you haven't downloaded the Member Plus app, I encourage you to do so. This is an initiative that's for all members, but kind of driven from our Small Business Network. And Small Business Network has a lot of opportunities for our members to be engaged more fully than they might already be, and that app is going to help you do that. Mayor, I'm going to turn it over to you for your update.
Thank you very much. We've got an important program, so I'll try to keep it quick. I'll talk about a couple of projects, and then Ken's going to talk about a very important issue that relates to the city. I was sitting in Brian's office last Tuesday. We had a meeting going on. I got a text message to myself and to Brian. I read it, and I said, Brian, you may want to look at your text. It said, the message said, congratulations. It was from the governor. We finally got approval on our funding for the conference center, and we have been very aggressively working over the last 9 days. We've got a lot of work. Thanks goes to some people in this room. I thought Representative Beat was here. He was very active. Senator Bernstein, Senator Fitzwater, Representative Griffith, Representative Schulte. We put on a Hail Mary at the end of the process, and they bought the vision, the legislature bought the vision, and Governor Kehoe was amazing to work with, so I always try to thank him. This was a very tough year. Anybody that's over at the Capitol looking for dollars, it was a very tough year. It's his hometown, it's capital city, but it was still very generous for the governor to push our project forward, so we are going to deliver. When I met with Brian, after that meeting, I said, failure is not an option at this point. We've got to push forward. But so many people in this room have been catalysts to keep it going when it got a little frustrating. So Gary, thanks for all that the chamber's done. And again, everybody in this room. We're very excited about that project. It is going to revolutionize our downtown. The legislature bought into our concept. Again, the community has. So, that's one project that I want to talk about. A little bit farther, about 8 blocks down Capitol, we're getting ready to open the River Market project. It's going to be a catalyst at that end of the block. We've got a lot of exciting things happening in the historic part of our city on Capitol Avenue, and those 8 blocks from the Capitol to the 200 block where the conference center will be, and then on down. So the River Market will be opening. I know Molly is working on kind of the rollout of that project. I'm sure we'll have the ambassador there and cut a ribbon hopefully sometime in August. Chestnut Street is kind of the limiting factor right now. They're pretty close to being done on the river market. We're working with the state of Missouri, they're a funder. Eric and the county have been a very good partner in our cooperative project programs on the Chestnut Street. And we're also completing some trails that'll go through the backside of our property, kind of down towards the tracks, up to Lafayette. So we're working very closely with Parks in trying to complete our trail system, and that will be a very important link from kind of the DNR building up on the top, down through our property and then back up to Lafayette. There's a lot of other things. There was a mention, we have been laser focused on housing, and we've got a groundbreaking today, so we're very excited. This rain needs to move away. Talked to Bo West yesterday. He is very excited about that project, so we're looking forward to that groundbreaking. But thank you.
Okay, and Gary?
Well, you know, transportation has been a priority, something the chamber has supported for years and years. And we're here today to learn a little bit more about the balanced issue, August 4. It's critical to the future of infrastructure, transportation, of other capital expenditures in the city. And we've got a very distinguished group from the city. Now I'm going to ask Mayor Fitzwater to introduce that group and kind of kick off the conversation this morning. And then I'm sure they'll be happy to take your questions after they're done with their presentation. Mayor?
Again, we're very fortunate to get things done in the community. You have to have people that buy in, and Ken Hussey has been a huge advocate for this community in a lot of different respects. We first met when we served together on city council. Ken was kind of one of the mentors I looked to. He chaired the Public Works Committee, and I served some time on there. And we just built a friendship. He has been such a great advocate for our city. So he very gladly stepped up. He's going to talk a little bit about this important project. We've also got our city administrator, Brian Crane, here, and Brian is available to kind of help answer questions if we need. And then our award-winning Public Works Director, Kyle Rivers, to help answer some questions too. But again, this has been a team effort. You know, I'll let Ken kind of talk about the project and where it'll be placed on the ballot. But certainly we are here to answer questions. Again, Mullen Bryant, our Public Information Officer, has done a great job of trying to help get information out. We have to be careful as a city how deeply we get involved in some of these initiatives. So you'll see some things from the most of them will come from the committee that Ken will talk about. So Ken, thank you.
Appreciate it, Ron. My hands are pretty to go that way. If you're a yes vote, feel free to take one, but share it with somebody who you're not quite certain about. So thank you, Mayor. My name's Ken Hussey. I served on the council from 13 to 21. Currently serve on the Jeff City School District Board of Education. Still work with the Y, but I'm on behalf of Citizens for Proposition 1 today, which is on our August 4th ballot. If you looked ahead of the August 4th ballot, it's a crowded ballot. There's a lot of statewide ballot measures, a lot of primaries on the Republican side for both state rep districts, state senate, presiding commissioner, county clerk. And so there's a lot of noise. And so getting the word out is important. When we look back at previous elections 5 years ago, I think maybe we had like 1,500 or so voters come out to renew the sales tax 5 years ago. If you look at 2 years ago with a contested gubernatorial primary in August, we were, I think, exceeding 6,000 voters for a turnout. And so we will have a lot of people that go vote on August 4th. And unfortunately, the way the game works sometimes is people walk in sometimes, and that's the first time they're seeing a ballot issue, and they're making a decision. So our goal is just to make sure people are aware, they're educated, because an uninformed voter is too often a no voter. So we just want to make sure. There's a lot of, the word tax appears a couple times on the ballot. With Amendment 5, with the conservation tax renewal. And so we don't want folks to look at this and think, oh, I'm voting no on all taxes, and lump us into that. So, absent capital improvement sales tax. This has been in existence since, we'll get to that in a second, since 1986. So we are 40 years in. Every 5 years, it goes back to the public for renewal. This is a half cent you pay on local basis. This is the city's portion. So this is the half cent that you pay within the city limits on any purchases that are made. The county just renewed their sales tax back in April. That is also a half cent that is paid throughout the county on any purchases as well. The most significant change that we're asking for this time is instead of doing a 5-year tax, we're extending this to 10 years. And the rationale behind that is when you're in the business of public works projects, major infrastructure improvements, a 5-year window is hard to work within because a lot of folks look at these sales tax and they see them pass and they say, oh, here's the 4 big projects you're gonna do. You're gonna turn dirt tomorrow, right? Well, a lot of times you have to, collect that tax for a while. So you've got money saved up to go do the project. When you do 5-year windows, it can be really hard to tackle some of the bigger things that need to be tackled. And so it just allows staff working in conjunction with the county to project long-term on these projects. And maybe it's because Ron didn't want to do another renewal during his term as mayor. And then there's the website there. So where do the dollars go? These percentages have not changed over the years, tax after tax after tax. The same percentages we used 5 years ago on this particular campaign. And I should say that Brad Bates is the co-chair of the campaign with me, and Jason Schwartz from Hawthorne Bank is our treasurer. Civic Progress here at the Chamber has been a generous supporter to allow us to have our brochures, there's a postcard mailer going out, and do some of the things that we need to do. So 59% goes to public works, 20% to public safety, 10% to parks and rec, 2 to technology, and 9 is contingency. So public works makes up the biggest chunk of that. We're talking street improvements. If you've paid attention, you saw the overlay list came out, which is always a fun time because people are really happy, and people are like, why isn't my street on the list? There's only so many dollars to go around on those overlays, and the staff do the best they can to identify the streets that are high use and highest need. But I always tell people, if you've got issues on your street, fill out the form on the city website. Kyle and the team will go take a look at it. If it's a pothole, get it fixed. Sidewalks, infrastructure, and this is also where the city and county joint projects are at. And so a portion of the sales tax is matched by the county, and we do projects together because it's better to share our resources to tackle big things. The most public example of that one would be the Wildwood extension that everybody's hopefully had a chance to drive down and see. That is pooling resources between your local governments to make the project happen. Public safety. This is your equipment, your vehicles for police and fire. This is allowing our public safety officers to have the tools that they need to best serve our community. What I always appreciate about public safety is that our police chief and fire chief and their teams are very good about going out and getting grants and matching opportunities. And so what this sales tax allows them to do is to go after things and say, well, there's a $50,000 match that we need. I know we've got it because I've got the capital improvement sales tax to get that equipment. And so if you follow the council and you follow the proceedings, our public safety officials are always aggressively pursuing outside funding, and these dollars often help match those. And then this is just making sure that we have what's needed to adequately supply them with what's needed, to make sure that they're safe and protected, so they can keep all of us safe as well. Parks and recreation. Our park system is second to none in this state. And I think that it is a place that allows families and individuals to have access to safe, usable spaces. The trail system, the mayor talked about extending the trails and the river market development to have quality like playgrounds. If you've had young children or grandchildren, I think back to growing up on playgrounds where maybe there was mulch, maybe there was concrete, our playgrounds are fantastic. And it becomes a safe, quality place for kids to have something to do. And I also often think about parks are, they're for everybody. and they cut across a lot of class lines too. And it becomes a space that if a kid doesn't have means maybe to access other things and participate in stuff, our parks can be there as a resource for them. When I was on the council, there was a few things that people always loved the best about the city that I think their top 3 things were usually they would brag about public safety, they would brag about parks, and they would brag about snow plows. Like those 3 things, and those 3 things in particular are heavily covered in our capital improvement sales tax. So yes, our parks provide so much to make the quality of the place phenomenal here in Jefferson City. Technology, you gotta have a back end to make things happen. Who amongst us hasn't been on the GIS website before to look something up? You need to research who owns a property or what are the lines, information. And that sometimes is the tools that make the job of our city officials so much easier. We want them to be educated, informed, and have what they need to be successful in the field. And then contingency. I don't know if you guys have realized that inflation is a thing a little bit, right? Prices have gone up. And so it's difficult to predict the cost of, what a project, what an overlay might cost in 4 years. And so the contingency fund allows that. I know, Kyle, you got a stat on how much, last time you quoted it, like it was the price of asphalt or something, right?
Yeah, so 15 years ago, asphalt per ton was $60 per ton. We just bid our asphalt project out and it was about $110 per ton. 30 years ago, I think it was right around $25 per ton. So yeah, it's skyrocketed for sure.
Yeah, so the contingency allows us to still do the projects that have been laid out, but it gives a little bit of room. The nice thing also is that money doesn't end up getting wasted. So if projects come in under cost, or if there's contingency left near the end of the project, Kyle and Brian and team are gonna then find other ways to use those resources to do the things that maybe we didn't think we'd be able to get to. Maybe it means we're able to do a few more miles of overlay later in the tax, or tackle another stormwater project that needs to be fixed. So some examples, we're talking about public works side, we're talking crosswalk improvements, making sure that kids can get safely to school, they can walk in their neighborhoods, street overlays, stormwater improvements. Anytime we get heavy rain, I would imagine that Kyle is just hoping and praying that we don't have any major flooding issues that occur. And the way you tackle those is you get ahead of those things. And so these funds allow his team to get ahead of the storm to fix the things that need to be fixed. City county joint projects, capital area rail terminal. Often when I was in the council, we'd be looking to leverage the dollars from the city and the county to help business grow in our community, to do some business development, to make sure that we can make accessible what is needed for businesses to expand, to relocate here. The Wildwood Drive extension is a great example, and Monroe Street. If you remember Monroe Street about 8-9 years ago, that retaining wall was fallen. The street was really in disarray, and it's a critical street for access to that portion of the community to get up to Capital Region, and so it takes time, but that's the kinds of things these projects go to. Talking about public safety. Fire trucks are not cheap. By no means are they cheap. Police vehicles to outfit them, to have the equipment, body cameras, the proper vehicles, costs continue to rise. But I feel like by us investing in the necessary equipment and facilities, it makes us more attractive to potential applicants to come join our force. And so if I was a young individual looking to become a firefighter, and I'm comparing different fire departments, and this one seems to have an investment in trucks and equipment and safety apparatus, and this one wants me to bring my own, I'm gonna probably go to the one that seems to be making the investment. And having quality fire safety is important for all of us, for homeowners insurance, making sure that ISO rating is where it needs to be. And those things don't happen by accident. It's because of taxes like this. Parks Department, who plays pickleball? More than that. Joey O'Connor's probably the next one. Player. Yeah.
On pickleball, since nobody else likes their hand, those courts are full from 6 in the morning till the lights go off, every single day, all ages, families.
youth, like when we were growing up, we didn't go play pickleball at 10 o'clock at night, and they are jam-packed with the kids, having a place to go, getting out, being together, all different groups, classes, it's just amazing.
Yeah. And that's the importance of investing in parks, and that's what the sales tax can help provide Aaron and the team to identify projects and invest in them. The basketball court at Memorial Park, that is a quality outdoor basketball court. I have played on it with my girls, and it's busy, it's active, and it becomes a gathering spot for kids in the community to have a safe place to go play basketball. And then the Greenway expansion. If you walk any portion of the Greenway here, you're likely to pass somebody you know. They may ignore you because they got the headphones in and they're in the zone. But our Greenway system, again, it takes years of investment, strategic thinking, and it doesn't happen without a sales tax like this that dedicates dollars to those things that make this community worth being a part of. And then the IT stuff that I spoke of earlier. So, August 4th, early voting starts about 2 weeks prior to that. Absentee is open already. The early voting is you don't have to provide an excuse, you just walk in and want to get it done. So my encouragement is to you and your friend networks and family. I always tell people, go vote early. You know, don't wait until, if you know what you're going to do and everything, don't wait until that Tuesday. Get it done. You go to the clerk's office downtown, you show identification or your voter identification card, and you check it off the list. Because the last thing we want you to do is get to 7:30 on August 4th and realize that you forgot to vote. Every vote does matter. This sales tax has had a history of great success in this community. You know, we usually will get north of 75% approval. I say that to say that there's been great success, but the ballot is crowded. And there are some high-profile ballot issues that I don't think we've had to compete against on a renewal of this sales tax before, at least during my time. And so getting the message through about Proposition 1, it's something that's been in existence. It does great work for our community. If you remove it and take that money out of the city budget, the Jefferson City that you would see is one that isn't repairing streets every year. It's not able to address a stormwater issue. Those beautiful pickleball courts would probably start to, you know, if they crack, play around the crack, right? Work through it. The Greenway system would not get expanded or even maintained for what it is. We'd have to push our fire trucks a little bit further in their use and hope for the best that they, you know, don't have maintenance issues. Police vehicles might have to be extended another 30, 40,000 miles beyond what they're really rated for. And so that is not exactly a community and a vision of what we would want to see Jefferson City be in the future. And so I highly encourage you to make sure you get out and vote. It is on the ballot within the city limits. So if you're a city voter, you're able to vote on this. However, you all have influence. You all have people that visit with and talk to you. I've done this in some of my friend groups lately or out and about, just being like, hey, I'm not telling you everything else on the ballot, but Proposition 1, you need to vote yes on it and get out there and support your community. So happy to answer any questions. Happy to further connect with resources for you to share more about it. It's coming up quickly, and this is usually about the time before an August election where people finally wake up and say, oh, there's an election. Guess I should figure out what's on the ballot. So
Do you happen to know when that early voting is available?
it's 2 weeks prior, usually. So if it's the 4th, I don't know if it's a strict 2 weeks or if it starts like that Monday. I think if 2 weeks, I would imagine it probably is like Monday the 20th or Tuesday the 21st. And usually they do that like on Saturday. I think they even have some hours for somebody to go in. But the county clerk's website would have all of the specifics. And those are usually like during business hours. So if somebody does it on their lunch break, I've gone in before over lunch and I'm like in and out within a couple minutes. So it's the second floor of the courthouse is where the clerk's office is at as well. Yeah.
Eric Langworth, Cole County Golf Works, my good buddy Kyle Brimmer.
I'm nervous you think.
We have to make sure we highlight the importance of this tax passing. The county's passed, you mentioned that back in April. 78%, it's always a contest to see who gets the best. You got so much on your ballot, I think we'll win this. You might have beat us last time, but the county has $12 million over the 10-year period that goes into public works projects cooperatively with the city. If this one doesn't pass, I don't know what happens to that. I don't think we're just gonna give you money and let you get your projects made, but you gotta understand.
I really like him handing over money.
But the one thing I wanna highlight is, and I don't underestimate how important it is that we work together. And it's amazing. We go around the state, the country, and our Public Works Association. Usually the biggest city and the county that they're in do not get along, let alone share money. The fact that we do that, I think, is a testament to the partnerships and the community that we have. And we enjoy working together. I'm a city resident, so I'm voting for this tax. And we approach the counties as if it's gonna fail, so let's go out, do the best we can to try to get people to understand what it is and make sure people vote. Everybody in here, I'm sure, understands the importance of this. Does everybody understand to go vote? Will everybody go vote? That's the important thing. Support our community, make sure this passes. 10 years, we extended beyond what we're used to, and it allows us so much more opportunity to plan these projects. I enjoy working in the county. That's what I do. We have needs, plenty of them. 475 miles of roadway, 100 bridges, but the city is part of the county, last time I checked. And it used to not be the county would invest money in the city, but that changed about 20 years ago or so. And I think it's important to highlight that. This will pass. Let's make sure it passes with 77%. But let's make sure we fully understand how important it is that we work together and how unique that is for our community. So just wanted to say that.
Yeah, and I'll add to that real quick. Working over 20 years in a large city of a different county, that is 100% the case. And being active in public works statewide, nationwide, I mean, it's people look at us and they're like, "What? You do that? You work together?" You know, and it does help us do more with less. And it's always. It's just when you're working together with your neighbors, whether it's at your house or in city county government, I mean, it just makes things easier, better, and you support each other. So it's just how it is.
Any other questions? Thoughts?
Questions?
Anybody got a pothole they need fixed?
Well, that's, you're going through the P's there, parks, the gold standard. I tease Aaron over there with our park system being the gold standard. I try to sit by him everywhere I can. We snuck over there just to try to get a little bit of that myself. But parks and public safety and those two, they really knock it out of the park. And snow plows. And the other P word when it comes to public works, I think the News Tribune ran an article last year on potholes. Worst pothole in Jeff City, right? We don't love that, but that's the truth. That's the truth. We want that P word to be how much pavement we're doing, right? What we're putting down, what we're improving. So, this tax is the only tax dollars that goes to repaving roads, and we're doing about $2 million worth this year. The need year in, year out is really about $5 million worth. So it does make tough choices, but without it, we're really hurting. So, we definitely love the shiny object projects, Wildwood. Talking about it takes time for projects to happen. Eric, how many years did it take for a while to happen?
I'm 53, about 1/3 mile an hour. Not kidding, it's not that long. Now, there were some gaps and things like that, but sometimes big projects like that take big decisions don't happen in 5 years. It's a short period, or something like that.
And, grant money, trying to garner grant money, we've received a couple grants that from a year ago that we still, and I say receive them, we still don't have them, so we're awarded them, but, a year's gone by and we still don't have them yet. So, and then on top of that, all the environmental kind of red tape clearances, cultural clearances that projects have to go through. So that's, it kind of speaks to that, 5-year, 10-year element.
Yeah. Well, you put me on the spot, so I probably don't talk now. So, but really, I think Ken really summed up parks really well. When you think of the capital improvement tax from our standpoint, that 10% that we receive, essentially one nice project, hopefully a year. When we look back over the past several years, we've done the pickleball courts we've already discussed with the funds. We did the Memorial Park Pavilion renovations. Last year we did the Ellis Porter Pavilion. Coming up, we have some facilities that really need dire repairs. One being Memorial Pool. So we've dedicated, already looking at dedicating these funds moving forward to pool renovations next year. And then the year after that, looking at the Washington Park Inclusive Playground. So these funds are important to us, just so we can provide you all and your families and guests and visitors that come into the community somewhere that they really want to enjoy being at. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Ken and Brad, for your leadership on this. And then thank you all for getting out and voting on this to support us.
All right, any other questions?
Thanks for having us.
Great job, and we really appreciate all you do for the community. So thank you. Okay, very good, Sam. Put him to work. How about that?
Should have been doing that for 20 years.
Right, just glad you're there. Any member announcements? Oh, I'm sure we all have good news or announcements from the room. I have one. I put a few flyers around the room. Red Slipper Warrior Project is an empowerment initiative for women and girls with cancer. Last year we did our first fundraiser called Trivia at Tiffany's, Breakfast at Tiffany's theme, sold out. It was so much fun. We're doing it again, but we changed the theme this year to Wicked. So ladies, I'm gonna talk to you first real quick. 6 sparkling trivia, tickets are available, tables are available. We have a great trivia guy from St. Louis that comes in and tailors the evening to us. It's at the winery. It's a lot of fun. We encourage pink or green if you're Team Glenda or Team Alphaba. Come in full costume, that's perfectly fine. Okay, now gentlemen, I'm gonna talk to you because don't tune me out. You have women, you have daughters in your life that would have a great time at this event. So take a picture of this if you would, take it home, tell them about it. August 20th is the day of the event. The other thing on the back of this is we are looking for sponsorships. We have just recently, we haven't launched it yet, but we're partnering with Missouri Cancer Associates and Lake Regional in addition to the hospitals that we partner with here in Jeff City. So while we don't restrict funds, we do make it very clear when we go to another community that community kind of needs to self-fund. So we will be doing one of these again in Columbia this year and one at the lake. So if your business, after meeting Ashley, we're like, she actually owns a Glenda costume, so I'm like, would you like to be on Mistress of Ceremonies? If you have a business that happens to work in more than Jefferson City, if you're in Columbia and or the lake, there are sponsorship opportunities at all 3 events, and I'm happy to bundle those if that appeals to you. Thank you. Good. All right. What else? Belinda.
The Salvation Army is going to be doing our lemonade stands on July 25th. It's a Saturday, so we are still looking for host locations, and that can be a business, but it can also be like a personal residential location. Great for clubs or groups or an activity to get involved in and give back a little bit. We are providing most of the supplies for that, including the lemonade. So you can reach out to me about that. And also, just exciting news, our phase 1 of our construction is almost complete. It should be done in July. And that includes our family wing suites and then also our dining room. So hopefully this community meals will be open back up soon. And then phase 2 starts in August. which will be, our individual wing and then our food pantry. So, by December 1st, the project will be completed. We'll be going from 31 beds to 62. And so that's gonna be a huge increase for us. So we would love your support, in multiple ways. So thank you.
Capital City Council is hosting a recruitment event on Thursday, August 13th at our office. It's an ice cream social, so come stop by and scoop up the opportunity. Enjoy free ice cream and find out how you can make a difference in a child's life.
Anyone else?
The Historic City of Jefferson is a nonprofit here in town that supports preservation of history in many different forms. We also have the Reclaim Architectural Salvage Shop. And that's about a 5-year project to salvage things that we can take out of buildings being torn down. And then, other items can come into the shop, but we've expanded that store. And we're having a big grand reopening of that. It's just down the block there, 601 East High, and on the lower floor. But come check us out Saturday at 9 to 2.
This Saturday?
This Saturday. You did, yes.
Anybody else? And I did want, Brandy, you're so humble, you just, Brandy, Brian, you didn't say you were chamber chair.
too.
Our leaders, anything you want to add on behalf of the chamber and your leadership?
Gosh, you need to tell me these things. Not really, I mean, I think we're in summer, so I feel like things are kind of a little bit of a lull, but we've got a lot of things planned for the fall. The team's working really hard to get through some of the things some initiatives that we put together for the strategic plan. So we're excited. Jamie's using AI to be financial statements, so I'm so proud.
Well, and I think of you too, because the collaboration and you speak so much about, collaboration, business and nonprofits, and so many of our announcements are from local nonprofit opportunities, and so you probably have to consider everyone. Yes, and so, because we do feature a nonprofit at our chamber board meeting, and that was one of the things that Brandy has started. So, we're all about business, but partnerships are the key, right? So, all right, anybody else?
Can I add?
Yes.
We got to salvage the Fisher Memorial.
Wow. I heard there were vehicles in there and everything, right?
Those were gone when we got there. It was an experience.
Yeah.
We hauled out 8 or so truckloads of stuff.
Wow.
And we had that in the store. So
Wow.
we've sold some of it since we started. We got it all, but there's still lots of
Well, that's gonna be an exciting process to watch that corner and all the changes that are gonna happen there. That's a program in itself,
Yeah, and thanks to the Missouri Association of Counties.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Definitely.
And again, everything we raise through sales at the store goes back to support the organization. 100% volunteer run. Probably spend more time there than my regular job.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, well, good. Well, if that's it, I'll see you next month. Friday Coffee, thanks for being here. Yay.